Welcome back, and God bless you, siblings. This is Unified Revelations. I had a dream on September 1st that I still didn't put out, but I think now it's time to put it out. I woke up and I just began writing down everything I remember from the dream. Um, I've been doing a lot of proclaiming a lot of affirmations, and one of the affirmations is Joel, where it says you will have dreams and visions, and I've been proclaiming that over my life, and I've been having more dreams since I've been consistently saying that at least three times a day. So let's get into it. I wrote it as soon as I woke up, so there might be some slips that I'm gonna be like, oh well, this and that, and I might speed up this video if it takes too long. So you might see me talking fast. All right. So I wrote here. I had a dream with Nibiru, all its planets and all its planets. Now in the past, I've seen before Nibiru and 7 planets. This time I seen more. And when I say I seen them, I seen them. I looked up in the sky and I just seen a whole bunch of them. So I'm assuming some of them are moons. So I had a dream with it was like 10 plus planets and moons that I saw. All right, so I had a dream with Nibiru and on all its planets. They began showing up in the sky more and more. I remember counting more than 7. It could, uh, it could be planets and moons. I don't really know. They were closer than the moon is to the Earth. So when we see a full moon, it was actually closer. It was like almost in our atmosphere, if not already. So I give the example as they were closer to us than our moon is to us. Then circular orbs, maybe the size of basketballs, the size of those big beach balls and stuff like that. Then circular orbs began falling. I don't know what they were. They began floating in our sky. Now I don't know what these orbs were. By the look of it, you'll think, oh man, they're so heavy, they're gonna just fall. But no, they were like if they were balloons just floating with helium or something. I don't know. So they began floating in our sky. So on top of these planets, I saw these orbs. Now I'm going to describe what these orbs look like. Um, okay. They began floating in our sky, possibly part of the debris field. Now I know that Nibiru and its other planets have a debris field of just junk with it. Okay, but one orb the size of a big ball floated and landed on the floor. So I just seen this big thing just ascending from the sky. I was like coming down slowly, slowly, and that's when I decided to go follow it. I followed it till it landed. It looked like it was shard, possibly from the entry of the earth. Then I kicked it or poked it. Now before I tell you about when I get into that part, I want to describe these orbs. They look like these black orbs with like veins of like lava color orange. So it looked like, so it was like black with lava color, vein like stuff. And I was just like, what the heck is this, right? Okay, so it landed. I followed it. It looked like, okay, it was shard from the earth entry. Then I either kicked it or poked it with a stick. Once it landed, it kind of like just stayed there. And I either kicked it or poked it with a stick. It shattered like thin glass, like just a thin layer. That's what it was. I kicked it and it just shattered or poked it. Um, it shattered like thin glass, but then inside, the inside part of it was the color of lava, like that orangey bright, glowy orange. 2 people were near me when I punctured it. Then I remembered that most of our viruses, from what I heard someone say, come from outer space. So immediately as I poked it, I thought of that and I backed it away because I didn't know what was in it. So I covered my nose with my shirt. So I did this and I told them, hey, stay away from it, stay away from it. I also told them to look up and see what I had saw. And they looked up and, I'm telling you, when you looked at the atmosphere, all you saw was planets that were just outside of our Earth and moons. And they too saw these planets, but also the weird orbs like debris that was falling. I ran back the way I was running from. So I went toward the house that I was coming out of, or that I was in the backyard of this house. So I ran back another way from the other way from where I came, which was around the home in the backyard, and told more people that were around there, because it wasn't just a home, it was an apartment complex, and there was people that were coming out of their homes to look up at the sky. Many saw the planets, moons, and this debris falling, and it was like different stuff happening. Eventually my wife came out with me, but at this point ash began falling heavily on the ground. So I don't know if the gravity from all these planets began having our volcanoes erupting, and that's where the ash was coming from. specifically, if I was where I think I was, there's no volcanoes in this area, but who knows? Maybe it opened up the thing, or this debris field was falling. So again, ash was just falling like. So I wrote here, maybe from the debris, or maybe volcanoes had erupted. That I was not aware of. I told my wife in the dream to cover her nose from the ash, because ash makes it hard to breathe. She did so. She did the same thing I did. She covered her face with her nose, with her shirt, as a filter, I guess. Um, I told her to cover her nose as ash makes it hard to breathe. She did so. I showed her the sky planets, moons, and debris and these orb-like things, the size of basketballs and bigger, were floating down. Some the size of cars. Wow, I didn't even remember that part. Okay, some the size of cars. These orbs. And what was weird is prior to this part of the dream, I was speaking to a guy who knew about Nibiru and all its planets. He was aware of it too. He was surprised that I knew about it, as he knew many were distracted to what's coming or already near. And it says here, I was speaking to him about it in some type of restaurant environment. And after that, that's when the scene changed, and I went outside, and that's when I saw all these planets and all these Nibiru and Nemesis and whatever other planets are there, whatever other moons are there. But they're not telling us. The Lord told me a couple of days ago. Actually, He said through me, and I was like, "That's you, Lord." Excuse me. He was saying they're hiding what's really coming to Earth. What these planets, how close these are. They're really hiding. He said, so since they're hiding it, I'm giving people dreams and visions of it to let them know what's coming. I don't ask for these dreams for Nibiru, but hey, that's what comes. So guys, we got a little more detail. There's more than 7 planets and or moons that my previous dreams I thought of that they were just them. No, there's more. There's more debris field that's going to be falling on Earth. And these orb-like, glass-like things that possibly have viruses or sicknesses in them. I don't know. But yeah, take this dream to the Lord and pray about this, man. I've seen this, and guys, these planets are very near. And they're not telling us about it. But you know who's telling us about it? The Lord. So God bless you guys. Be safe, and until the next dream. And in Jesus' name.